As you get finished on your 2021 taxes, there's often a great sigh of relief. And I'm going to encourage you to start looking to next year's taxes to make it a little bit easier. By doing just a few things and planning ahead, you can take advantage of opportunities this year, as well as be ready for when April of 2023 rolls around. I get it. You just got done with taxes. You don't want to think about it again for another year, but you may miss out on some vital tax saving opportunities. Today we're going to talk about 4 ways to be ready for next year's taxes and to take advantage of any opportunities that you may have right now. The first thing I do is check your withholdings. This kind of comes into play with what you prefer. Do you prefer a large refund, or do you prefer paying a little bit extra when tax day rolls around? Myself, I prefer paying a little bit on tax day. That way it gives me a little peace of mind that I didn't give the government an interest-free loan on any prepaid taxes. However, others, for example, my sister really enjoys getting a refund, kind of uses it as an extra savings opportunity. So to each their own. But if you received a large refund or you paid more than expected, look at your withholdings on your current income. You may need to increase that or decrease it to get you in the right position. The second thing to look at is your retirement contributions. This is into a 401k, traditional IRA, because those contributions can potentially reduce the taxable income that you pay this year. Increasing that is one way to get a tax-deferred savings. And an additional benefit is traditional IRAs can be contributed up until you file your taxes. And so it can allow you to kind of plan whether you can make those contributions next year that can apply for this year. So that's the second area to look, is into your retirement contributions, such as a 401k or a traditional IRA. And another thing to consider is maybe you are in a low enough tax bracket and you can take advantage of some Roth IRA or Roth 401k options. So it's not always about getting the deduction. If you're in a low enough tax bracket or a comfortable tax bracket, you may want to look at taking advantage of Roth opportunities, which means you don't get the tax deduction, but you also don't have to pay taxes on the withdrawal, which is the opposite of a traditional IRA, that may be beneficial to you in the future. Balancing those two is very critical when it comes to your investment and retirement planning. The third one, and this is a big one, is checking your tax bracket. Incomes usually fluctuate from year to year, so if you're making more money this year than you did last year, you may be moved up into a higher tax bracket, meaning you want to proactively take advantages of what we talked about, a 401k, or even a health savings account if you have available to help reduce your taxable income. But having an estimate of knowing what bracket you're going to be falling into allows you to make planning decisions going forward. And a lot of that can be based on last year's ideas, last year's tax bracket, plus what additional income you may earn. Or maybe you've retired and you have no income this year, and that opens up other planning opportunities such as Roth conversions or charitable contributions. So the last thing that I'd suggest is to get organized. My guess is if you're like most of us, you probably scrambled around to try to track down all your tax documents at the last minute right before you send them in to your tax professional. So do things this year that can help you be organized. For example, I have folders that are set aside for work deductions, medical expenses, other tax records, previous year's tax returns, and I keep those all handy in one place so I know that any documents I receive can go in the appropriate folder that can then be passed off to my CPA. So taking a little time, having a few folders can save you a lot of the scrambling last minute into next year. We all have tax and financial planning questions. As you work on your 2022 goals and tax projections, you need to keep in mind your personal goals and your financial goals along with the tax projections so that one is not inhibiting the other. If you have a particular question, please reach out, Garrett@ascendinvestment.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question or get you pointed in the right direction. Thank you.